This is the SAU Report, a program featuring interviews with the faculty, staff, students, and alumni of Southern Arkansas University in Magnolia.
Welcome. I am Doreen Durham.
And I am Anastasia Theodoridou. Our guests today are Dr. Robert Terry, Director of Student Support Services, and Dr. Anna Graham, Coordinator of the Turing Center.
Welcome, Dr. Terry and Dr. Anna Graham.
Thank you.
Dr. Terry, could you tell us a little bit about your educational background?
Educational background. Well, I started at Hendrix College and went from there for a year to Union Theological Seminary in New York City. Decided I wasn't going into the ministry, so I transferred to the University of Arkansas for a master's, the University of Arizona for my doctorate, and did a little postgraduate work at Brown University and Appalachian State University.
Dr. Graham, how about your educational background?
Well, I like to include that I started with graduating from high school at the former Carver High School at Stevens. From there, I went to Philander Smith College in Little Rock. It's a private school supported by the United Methodist Church. And from there, 7 years after I had started teaching, I went to Henderson State University, where I received my master's degree.
Dr. Terry, could you tell us some of the difficulties you faced while you were a student?
Oh, I didn't have a lot of difficulties. I studied from can to can't. They had to run me out of the library a few nights, and once I got locked in the library. But no real difficulties through my yes, while I was working on my doctorate. Had one incident where on my doctoral exams, I had been spending the last several days studying for a particular exam. When I got into the exam itself, I discovered that I'd been studying for the Renaissance, and they were going to test me over the neoclassical age in that particular period. I thought I was dead. I thought it was gone down the tubes. But what happened was I relaxed, and everything came flooding back in, and it turned out that I did better on the neoclassical exam than I did on the others that I knew I was preparing for at the time.
Dr. Graham, when you were a college student, did you face any major difficulties?
My major difficulty would have, especially now, finance would have been my major difficulty, because it's difficult for young people to realize now that when I graduated from high school in 1958 and went to Philander Smith, well, we did not have the grants and aids and the various scholarships that are available now. So I simply had to work to do my financial part of my education.
Dr. Terry, do you think that students are more privileged now? They have more help and to get through college?
Well, we certainly give them a lot of help after they get here. That's exactly what the Division of General Studies is all about. That's exactly what Dr. Graham is involved in all the time. Certainly there's more of it available, and somehow it seems that more of it's needed for some reason.
Well, Dr. Graham, since you said that students now don't have any major financial problems, you think they're privileged?
Well, some still have. It depends on their circumstances or maybe family background as to whether or not they have some difficulty in being able to be eligible, like the work study and the regular. But the way I look at it, especially the way my education was financed, I think that the students now really have a grand opportunity. Sometimes I have the feeling that they really don't appreciate how easy it is for them to work and finance their education.
We're still the most affordable university in the state, four-year university, and we plan to try to keep it that way.
One more question.
Okay.
Okay. both of y'all, I know both of y'all work in the office with each other. How do you feel about each other? I mean, you know what I'm saying? Let's start with you, Miss Diane, Miss Newton.
Well, I just think Brenda Garrett is a phenomenal person. I really do. I think she's one of the hardest workers I have ever had the pleasure of working with. She sees things from a completely different angle than I do sometimes, which is very good. She has to bring things into perspective for me quite often. You know, she's so good at seeing through the situation, understanding people. She has such a way about understanding character, the character and the you know, what drives different students. And you know, I'm just thrilled to have her in my office, and am, you know, extremely proud of the job she does and the help that she gives to the students and to me.
I enjoy working in the accounting, in the business office. Accounting sounds so boring and dull, but when I came, it does. I mean, you know, it's putting numbers on a line. It's pushing pencils and calculators. But when I first came part-time, I was a little scared about going back to work after being at home for so long. But they made it easy on me. They helped me out. One of the reasons I decided and made the decision to come back to work full-time was because I had worked with them a little, and a couple of the people I had worked with at McAllister Field Company many years ago. So I knew we had a good understanding of one another. I knew we worked well together. We do work well together. We're very understanding. We're a team. If one has a problem that's more important than what we're doing, we all drop what we're doing and help that person. It's just what Diane's very supportive of us furthering education, of trying to attain new skills. She's very supportive of sending us to maybe workshops or whatever we need to do to learn what we need to deal with the students or to help us with our skills in dealing with different things. And I've enjoyed working there a lot.
Well, Ms. Newton and Ms. Garrett, we'd like to thank you for having yourselves on the program today. I've greatly enjoyed what you've had to say. This has been the SAU Report. I'm your host, Brenda Bonner.
And I'm your host, Dwayne Mayweather.
Thank you.
The SAU Report is a production of broadcast journalism students in the Department of Theater and Mass Communication at Southern Arkansas University in Magnolia.